Good evening. It is just a clip after 5:30 on February 13th, 2019. It is the monthly meeting of the Urbana Human Relations Commission. Could we please have a roll call?
Francis Rigberg Baker, Carol Bradford,
Here.
Stacy Burnett, Lisa Mosley,
Here.
Daniel Larson,
Here.
Peter Resnick,
Here.
Catalina Thomas, Samuel Bindum, Lolita Dumas, Brianna Donald.
Here.
Thank you. Looking over tonight's agenda, are there any additions, edits, corrections, or if not, is there a motion to approve?
Move approval.
And a second?
I second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, the same? Thank you. Looking over the minutes from our January 9th meeting, are there any additions, edits, or corrections, or if not, is there a motion to approve?
I approve. I move that we approve.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same? Thank you all. Folks, we got a light agenda tonight. We were able, public participation, though. We got, give a second. Seeing none, hearing none. We also have no old business or no new business, so that means we can jump straight to item 7, our staff report, and we can please turn it over to Vasilia. Vasilia, where would you like us to begin, please?
Okay, let's start with the EEO certifications. We have two vendors this evening for your consideration. One new vendor, Premier Printed of Illinois, and a renewal.
One renewal? Mm-hmm. Vermeer, that's a familiar name.
Mm-hmm. So we have, staff is recommending 1 year for Premier and 1 year for Vermeer.
Do you need a motion?
If we want to get to discussion. Yeah.
I'll make a motion. We'll do these. Do you want them together?
However you'd like to do it.
I'll make a motion to approve Premier Printant of Illinois for 1 year, and Vermeer Sales, I'm going to propose slightly less than staff recommendation and for approval for 6 months.
Okay. Is there a second for that?
I second.
Okay. Now time for discussion.
And,
Yeah.
We had Vermeer on, just last year in 2018. They had a bit of staff turnover, so they lost 4 people total according to their form. They hired 7, and they ended up hiring, no minorities whatsoever, 5 men, 2 women. It just seems like we should at least find out and have staff find out in the next 6 months what's going on with them. I guess one question for staff is there any reason to not do the 6 months for these folks?
No.
Okay.
Other comments or questions? All right, so just a quick reminder, the motion on the floor is Premier Printing of Illinois, 1 year, and Vermeer Sales and Service, 6 months. All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, the same? All right, thank you. Vasilia, where to next?
Okay, I think Monique just handed out my staff report.
Yep.
And I just quickly want to go through it. The first one I put down is a recommendation, basically, of a HRC information fair.
Sure.
One of the things that I'm noticing since my return is that there seems to be a lot less people contacting the office in regards to concerns about employment discrimination or that kind of thing. So, our housing has picked up really, from a historical standpoint, I get more inquiries about housing discrimination now than employment discrimination. So I figured we might need to get out there and get our name out a little bit in the community to let people know that we are here, what our roles are, and as it relates to just equity and fair treatment. So I wanted to propose that we start thinking about something that we could do that would bring some attention to this commission, as well as my role as the HRO for the city. We can either do a standalone event, or we can find another activity that's already being planned and perhaps partner with them. So I just want you to start thinking about that. And if you come up with any ideas or anything like that that you want to share with me, please feel free to do so. Okay, I'm still working on this concept of a boot camp. And I've contacted the regional planning office, a couple of staff people over there, to see perhaps if we could put together some type of technology information fair, where we might invite in an employer or a couple of employers from this area that would just simply be there to talk to people, tell them what kind of skill sets that they would need, what kind of classes or training that they would need in order to qualify for entry-level types of positions with their organization. So I'm still working on that.
Speaking from a totally uninformed place, I think, is there a larger national campaign going on for coding in women right now, and young ladies?
I think
I don't know
there's
if that
a,
has anything, if that helps, or maybe you already know about that, and
well, there's a push,
or-
basically.
I thought there was a campaign, sorry.
I think Google is
Google behind it?
putting some money into organizations that are doing training. There's a program called Last Mile out of San Francisco,
Maybe that's the one.
and they are training people that are incarcerated to
Oh,
code.
That's cool.
And what you may have heard a couple of days ago, Dan, is they just launched a program at a women's prison.
Okay, maybe that's,
So
know.
everybody's recognizing that that's probably the way of the future in terms of coding, then to algorithms, and then to artificial intelligence. And so,
but that's been a very closed community, right? I mean, still is to some degree, but it's hopefully opening. Peter might know more about that.
And Vasily and I talked a little bit about this last month, just offline, that we definitely want to stress to people that we get involved in this program that we're looking to do outreach to women, to African Americans,
Yes.
to people who are traditionally not in those kind of computer fields. And so whoever we come up with by way of company, getting them to start thinking about how to propose that. They can come out and do their regular shtick. I presume that that's going to attract all the regular suspects.
Right.
And thinking about how to present their information in terms that will be attractive to women, that will be attractive to African American communities that might not know that that's available to them, I think would be a great idea.
Please, I'm sorry.
So I'm wondering about Parkland also possibly partnering. I realize that would be where classes would be given, and I don't know, could they speak to some of the needs that they, the technology department needs, but also what people would be.
Students.
Yeah, students would need.
well, one of the people that I'm working with to try to get something going is Toriana from the Workforce Development
Yes.
Center. And so
Awesome.
she deals with that unique population, so hopefully we'll be
Awesome.
able to blend in
And
her
link up.
perspective and the clientele that she works with.
That sounds great. I know as a school, working in a school, we do days of coding at school, which is great to start young. So
Yeah.
to continue it with a great group of people who are in need, and we have that need, and to pair them together is a great idea.
So, and Peter, I will be staying in contact with you as we move forward. At the
I'm
appropriate
glad to
time, I
help
will
out as
invite
I
you to
can.
the table. Okay, the community relations event, I just notated that Jetty Roads is scheduled for June 23rd out at King Park from noon until 4. That's just an FYI. And the Dr. King program is done. I'm so happy.
Thank you.
It was very successful.
So-
We had about 400 people, wouldn't you say, Monique?
good
And
press
you guys
coverage.
really did miss a treat because Monique James knocked it out the park with the reception.
Seen her-
Oh, I'm sure.
Thank you.
The room was absolutely beautiful. Her decorations, the food, the ambiance, it was, you might have thought you were in a
Did you
nightclub.
guys take pictures?
Hey, some really good press coverage I saw
Mm-hmm.
locally in multiple sites and for over multiple days.
Awesome.
Thank you. That's
You're
awesome.
very welcome. Father Flager was exceptional.
Yeah, I missed that.
I think he rocked the room pretty much, and I don't know what we're going to do to top that for 2020, but
But you will.
I was very pleased how it turned out. So,
Congratulations.
thank you. And the last notation is that I haven't had any inquiries or complaints filed over the last month. That's it.
All righty. All right. Marion, we're coming for the record. Is any-
I hope you're watching.
Yeah, hope you're watching, our good friend. Are there any announcements that anyone would like to say anything before we adjourn on this not so cold February night, but cold enough? If not, this meeting is adjourned.
Okay, Mr.